How many times in your life have you found yourself just taking advice from people and then it just completely goes to waste? Like whatever you do with the advice doesn't work out. And this led me to think like down a chain of different thoughts, and then this is how they went. And now I'm going to tell you why you should try and think for yourself. Okay, so what happened was in the organization that I was working in, that I am working in, I found the people around me always just taking orders and not thinking for themselves. And the guy who was giving the orders wasn't actually giving them as orders, but he was just giving them a brief outline. And what the people under him, they just took it as, okay, I have to do this, and this is how it's meant to be, and there's no explanation for it. And so they're just trusting him, and they should trust him. But if you can't explain a belief, then it's not your own belief, it's just being put onto you. And I think that is very, very sad. If it's been put onto you and you can't explain why you're taking an action, that's the worst thing that can happen. And so many times we just have mentors, we have guidance from different people, and in some areas you should actually just take the guidance without asking questions. When they actually tell you to, maybe you're not mature enough at the time. When this is the case, then you should take it. All the other times, ask questions. Question the beliefs of theirs and why they have been set in that way. Why have they created this requirement in an organization, maybe in your relationship with them, in any other place? Just figure out why they think this way. And before taking the advice, just think, do I want their outcomes? And not their outcomes as in life as a whole, their outcomes in the sphere of life that they're giving you advice in. So if I wanted YouTube advice from someone, I'd look for advice from somebody who is successful in giving value, because that's what I want to do, and I would do it. But I wouldn't take money advice from that guy. I would take money advice from somebody who has already made money. So that is how you should actually be taking advice. And the thing is, when you actually see people around you not questioning beliefs and just doing whatever's been told to them, it angered me a lot. And if you're watching this video, I think it would do the same thing to you too. It's pretty confusing why people don't actually think and they don't ask questions. Like, it was evidently very, very clear that what the person was explaining to us was incorrect, and he didn't have knowledge on that aspect. And if we helped him out there, because everybody needs help, and we are all humans, we are living our lives for the first times, and so everybody needs help. And it was evidently clear that he did at that time, and he wanted somebody to ask that question. So he was waiting for somebody, and nobody did. Everybody was saying yes. I was super confused why it's everybody saying yes. And so I asked the question at the cost of looking like a fool. And around the room, everybody looking at me, yeah, this guy's an idiot, this guy's dumb. Why does he keep doing this? And the thing is, the guy who asked the question, the guy who actually was confused, probably felt me. I didn't ask him later if he felt me or not, but I know that he felt me because he was happy to explain. He was happy to actually question his beliefs. And then later, when we actually came to a conclusion after this questioning process and answering process, we came to a better conclusion, and we saved a lot of time that we would have wasted in going the other route. So don't actually be afraid to ask questions when you feel that something is not being explained correctly, or maybe you feel like there's a charlatan amongst you and it might make you look like a fool. Most of the time, for me, the metric is about 4 on 10. 4 on 10 times you are going to look like a fool, and that's all right. Who cares? If people are judging you for asking questions, then I think you need to understand that it's okay, let them judge you. It doesn't matter. Their opinions definitely don't matter if they're judging you for asking questions, because great people ask questions. And another part that you should take heed to, and I'm warning you here, is don't ask stupid questions. No, so ask, it's like, don't ask stupid questions just for the sake of asking them. If the question actually puzzles you, then is when you should intervene and ask questions. Don't just do it because I'm telling you. Think about it yourself. That's the whole idea. And think that, does this question contribute to the growth of this conversation, of the goal of the conversation, of the goal of whatever thing you're working on? Or am I just asking to be, am I just asking this to do something different from the others? So this is something I struggled with myself, and then I figured out that no, don't ask those questions that you're doing just for attention. Don't do those. Do the ones that actually puzzle you. Do the ones that you're actually curious about, and they will help you out a lot. So that is the main idea, the dire requisite for original thought. It's something I've been thinking about for a couple of months, and be an original thinker. Think differently. That's the only way we are actually going to innovate, and that's the only way we are going to call each other out on a bull. Yeah. So just call people out if they're doing something wrong. Not to be downgrading them, or not to be condescending, to be precise. Do not ever be condescending. It might feel good for some time, but no. I mean, if you and I can both understand that in our heart it is incorrect, so please don't be condescending. If you actually call someone out, be kind, and make sure they understand that you are doing this for their betterment, and this cannot just be expressed through words. It will be expressed through your intentions. So that is something that you will have to work on intrinsically, and think for yourself.